Welcome to Team DataFam Tableau User Group meeting number 28. This tug works a little bit differently to some others. We meet when the presenter is available, why we're meeting at this time today. Meetings are arranged to match the presenter. All meetings are recorded and put online, so you can see them on YouTube later on. And if you want to present at any time, please get in touch. My email is team.datafam@gmail.com. Over the last few months, we've had some great TC25 presentations, and there's some coming up in the next few months as well. And today we have a presentation from Visit Sydney, which was the beginning of June, but we've just got this recording coming up now. PK talking about counting kicks, a data story from the womb. It's a great session. I'll hand it over to you, PK, and you can take it from there.
Thank you, Chris. I'll share screen. First of all, I appreciate that most of you know that I'm going to talk about a pregnancy complication, which might be of no use to you at all. But you still turned up. So in return, I promise you, Phil and Chris, that this session won't be gross. And second, you won't be blown away by anything that you see today. It would rather be the opposite. It'll be ultra basic. So you've been warned. Your marginal cord insertion has worsened to a velamentous cord insertion, said the sonographer. But the fetus growth measures in the 45th percentile, so it's not a big concern at this stage. You will need one or two more scans to ensure that the baby is growing well, and that's about it, he said. What's velamentous cord insertion, VCI, you ask? Well, VCI is your umbilical cord footboarding on the placenta. What's footboarding, you ask? Good question. I'll get to that in a moment. So if you see, let me bring my laser pointer. This is a normal cord insertion. You have a umbilical cord, you have a placenta, it's inserted. If this umbilical cord is inserted in the ends of the placenta, then it's called marginal cord insertion. But if you look at this picture, the umbilical cord is not on top of the placenta at all. It just finishes here, and there are blood vessels then that connect to the placenta. They travel unprotected in the fetal membrane, and this is velamentous cord insertion. Footboarding is an Indian English term that denotes people traveling on the bus or train like this. Literally means that only a foot has boarded the vehicle, sometimes not even fully. VCI, I mean. As anyone with a phone and an internet connection, I Googled the crap out of this condition. I went into the rabbit hole of what, why, how, where, consequences, complications in just one night. Apparently, it only affects 1% of pregnancies. And when you look at the likely causes, I did not fit any of them. I did not fall into a single one of them. So that's less than 1%. My midwife confirmed the validity of my research. However, she stressed the complications are extremely rare. At best, there could be low birth weight as the fetus might not get all the nutrients from the placenta and some extra bleeding post-delivery, plus a possible emergency C-section if the fetal movement stops, which is applicable for all pregnancies, just extra emphasis when there's an abnormality like this. But otherwise, fine, because all of these are highly unlikely and rare. But hey, VCI itself is highly unlikely and rare. Given that I did not fit its bill at all, but I still got it, I was like, who are you kidding? I was just asked to monitor the fetal movement and report to her immediately if the regularity changes or it stops altogether. Immediately, she stressed. She asked me to just keep an eye. Nothing more, but come on. She surely must be downplaying it, thinking the info will freak me out, right? I can do better than keeping an eye on it. I can keep an Excel sheet and a Tableau dashboard on it, can't I? So like any normal person, I downloaded a free kick counter app that reminded me to count kicks every day. It did its job, but the graphs it produced were meh. And the data wasn't rich enough, and it did not let me download the data because it was a free version. I was not ready to pay for it. So I turned to Excel, one of the most powerful tools ever built by humankind. I could capture data in all sorts of ways, like, Excel, text, date, number, cakes, time of the day, comments, etc. I did not want any fancy charts, but I wanted something that could convey information in a few seconds without having to go through rows and columns of boring text. So I put a dashboard on top of this sheet. My midwife did not believe me when I showed it to her during our next appointment, and even thought I was a maniac, which I think is apparent that I am, because she thought it was an overkill. It could have been, I'm not saying no, but paranoia and pregnancy. Plus, data is my bread and butter. So I was like, how will I not do this? Excel is good at capturing data, but not relaying it back to you. Can I draw any insights from this? When was the baby most active? What's the average kick rate? Nothing. But even embarrassingly basic charts do their jobs. I did not even bother to change the color palette. It's just the default colorblind palette for accessibility. My husband is red and green colorblind, so I always use the colorblind palette when I'm building my own charts at least. X-axis is day, Y-axis is the number of cakes, and the color legend is the time of the day. They show the number of times the fetus moved, the times of the day it was most active, the irregularity on weekends, because I was not meticulous in registering cakes when I was out and about. I had daily averages, weekly averages, and box plots to show range and outliers, if any. And I must say, actually, box plots are my second favorite type of charts after bar charts. One tiny box plot can convey so much information. And then I started tracking my physical activity too. I was hoping to get the bubble chart to look like a foot, like a baby feet. But yoga won over more days. So actually it now looks like the foot has gout. But again, I had charts and tiles on the average time, cardio versus strength split, the percentage of days that I've exercised, the percentage of days that I haven't, and so many like tiles and KPIs and metrics. And I was even bragging that I'm actually a lazy person, and 85% of days exercised is a pretty high number. I didn't know I was this active, if not for the dashboard. Anyway, from the myriad of charts that served daily operational purpose, daily monitoring, yes, I have all these charts. But I then put a select few together for an exec management view that could be my final output. And end of 40 weeks, I had this, a chart that showed that the baby was kicking along all right. Is it fancy? No. Is it downright embarrassing to show this bar chart, a bunch of bar charts to the best in class DataFam geeks? So totally is. But the point is, you don't have to be a Tableau guru to use Tableau. You don't have to get intimidated. What works for you works for you. Is your data conveying what you want to know? Is it hard to derive insights? Explore tools such as Tableau. Create what works for you. And it doesn't matter if it means nothing to anyone else. Like, did my midwife appreciate this chart? Absolutely not. She thought I had lost my marbles. But did I attain the peace of mind that I was after? I mean, with all the kicking and change in the center of gravity that comes from pregnancy, sleeping well is a relative term. But nothing was weighing down on my mind, and that's all it matters. Data gave me the peace of mind that I was after, and also told me apparently I'm a fit person. I can exercise. I just don't capture the data enough. Anyway, I went into labor wearing this shirt. The joke fell flat. And the little parasite, making the most of what she had, came out weighing 3.7 kilos. And those who have kids, please think how aptly the word parasite fits in as a synonym for a baby. Again, this is a joke that falls flat with many people too. I actually blog occasionally, and the post where I speak about my kids being parasites triggered many people. General musings and non-Tableau related blog posts. But yeah, I can still trigger people. Anyway, the first thing the midwife exclaimed was, imagine how big she'd have been if it weren't for VCI. And that's my time. Thank you.
No, that's awesome. Just as funny as it was the first time I saw it as well. Do you want to stop sharing? I can swap over.
Yes, sorry. Yes, that's it.
No, you're okay. Yes, so Philip's commenting in that yeah, the same
Yes,
thing, laughing at the jokes as you go along. Everyone gets the joke.
Yeah, my midwife, she really thought I was bonkers, like really. Yeah. and funny thing was, she was not like an old school person. She was pretty young. She was younger than me. She's like, I'm like, how are you not excited by data? Come on, you're such a young person.
It's just taking the extreme as well. So when you mentioned about the kick counters, I'd never thought about having an app to count kicks.
Oh, there are many.
And then as you said, it's just like, but it wasn't doing enough. So you've got to do all this other stuff as well. And you can do that. And it's simple. And it's just, if you need the data, then you just collect the data.
Yeah. Basically, if you have the data, you can do it. Data is your main crux of everything. For AI, for non-AI, for everything, you have your data. You can do wonders.
Yep, definitely. Awesome. I don't think Philip's putting any questions in the chat, but yes, great presentation. Well worth the time. We'll move on to your contact details. So LinkedIn and your website. I'll put that up there as well. I think your website's awesome. It's just maybe a custom domain, but we can talk about that later on.
Yeah, I have to pay for the custom domain. That's why I put it. But it does not have Tableau related content, unfortunately.
No, but it's still it's what you want it to be. So it's whatever's on there that you're thinking at the time. That's fine.
Yeah. Thanks, Phil.
So I'll move on to Fast 5. As I said, just 5 quick questions, quick answers. I use AI to do this as well, but it's more just, I don't worry about, or sometimes I sort of think about questions that might be related to the presenter, but I'm not thinking about the presentation. So I'm sort of, even throughout your presentation, I went, I think I might ask a question like that, but I don't know if it's in here or not, but we'll see. Anyway, as I said, it's simple questions. If you want to pass, that's easy as well. So the first question is, do you prefer to use parameters or filters for user input?
Oh, this is hard. More filters, less parameters, only because the business that I'm in, we have a lot of different parts of the business using the dashboards and a lot of operational dashboards as well. So they have a lot of filters. So it's all one hide button, and then there is a lot of filters.
Yep.
More filters than parameters.
Yep, that's cool. Question 2, what's your Tableau red flag?
Trying to present the same information in so many different graphs. You'll have a graph, then you'll have a tile, then you'll have an average. Yeah, you can try all of that, but finally just put one that makes sense. For example, that box plot that can give you so much in just so much less real estate. Taking up a lot of real estate for conveying less information is my red flag.
Yep, perfect. And is your default dashboard size automatic, fixed width, or whatever looks okay?
Usually fixed width to fit the width of a laptop. Because most users in my company, they use laptop. Though I like my big monitor, it's fixed width to laptop.
Yep, definitely. And what's your signature move in Tableau?
Minimalist.
Yep.
Yeah. I will not have a lot of colors. I love colors. You can see from my background as well. Yep. But I think when it comes to Tableau, I think, again, disclaimer, I'm not a Tableau guru. I don't build great dashboards, but I try to keep it minimalist and convey information in, less colors and less real estate.
Yep, no, that's cool. And finally, have you ever spent more time picking a color palette than writing the calculations?
Probably not. Especially the company also has brand guidelines and brand colors. So, and they also have what works with these colors there. So this is the primary, this is the secondary. So no,
Yep.
no.
No, that's cool. Awesome. That's easy. Thank you for that. And Philip saying that he can relate as well. So yes, it's just random questions. That's pretty good. Our next TUG meeting is in a few days' time. Kapil's talking about the data quality and metadata API. So again, those times, it's all one meeting. It just depends on where you are in the world. Just a general guide to, obviously it's fairly early if you're in Sydney, and it's the day before for almost every other part of the world, except New Zealand, obviously. So this recording and everything else that is happening on Team DataFam TUG and a lot of other online TUGs is available on YouTube at Team DataFam. And obviously something like this session, you can listen to it as well. So Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but all the 2025 TUG recordings from any online TUG is available on that podcast as well. If you want to present, just email me at team.datafam@gmail.com and we'll fit in a slot for you. Sorry, I left this slide here for a reason. There's a new website just come out called Unfinished Business. It's run by Heather Cox, Kimberly Scott, and Steve Wood, and talking about people who basically need help about getting things done. Obviously, unfinished business, joke. But if you've got a problem that you need help with that you're going to put on Tableau Public, contact them. The first episode was released last Thursday with Lewis from Singapore doing some stuff. But yeah, always good to see. And the same thing as today is just learning how to use Tableau more and understanding what it can be used for. But again, thank you, PK, for your time. It was really good to see that presentation. The recording will be online soon, and everyone else can enjoy that as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris.